y'all, welcome back to my kitchen. Crystal, pay close attention. This is a super crazy easy recipe. I found it actually by accident yesterday, discovered it. I didn't find it on the side of the road or anything, but it is a very easy recipe that is super high in protein and very low relatively in carbohydrates. So it is, for one serving, 847 calories. Now don't freak out. Remember, I only eat once a day, and for those of you that only eat once a day, you are in good company here. But for those 847 calories, it is also, sorry, gotta check my phone, 132 grams of protein. You heard me right. 847 calories, 132 grams of protein. Like, oh my God, like, that's crazy. And it's super delicious, and it's very versatile. And really, it's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ingredients to it. 8 if you're feeling fancy. But it's very, very simple. We're going to get into it. But before I do that, I want to show you the utensils that I use. I'm sorry, not the utensils. Let me show you the ingredients first, and then you can get to we'll get to the utensils. All right, so ingredients wise. Now this is what I have fondly called chicken and creamy mushroom sauce. Joe insisted I keep the word creamy in there because, you know, him and his editing. There'll be chickens in there somewhere as well, so don't worry. But, all right, so let's talk about ingredients. So again, I have braces, so I have to kind of cut stuff up. I have 1 pound of chicken breast. 1 pound in my meatball container, don't judge me. 1 pound of chicken breast. I've diced this. Yesterday when I made this, I just did frozen chicken tenderloin pieces. They're just the flash frozen. I did a pound of flash frozen chicken tenderloin, and I didn't cut them up. I just left them whole, and I ended up having to cut them up anyway so I could eat them. So today, I diced it so that it would be easier just for me to eat. Less work at the end, right, when I'm hungry. So I also have 4 ounces of baby Bella mushrooms. So if you've seen my other videos, you know this is that $6 container of baby Bella mushroom slice that I get from Kroger. So I just diced them up fine so that I could eat them because they're quite thick when they come in the container. And then 1 medium yellow onion, again for myself, just diced. A little finer for me, but for y'all, just dice it. I mean, roughly dice it. However big a chunk you want is whatever floats your boat. So those are the 3 main ingredients for the recipe itself. Now, to make it creamy chicken, we're also going to use, you guessed it, cottage cheese. Now, again, don't freak out. It's delicious. You just got to trust me here, okay? We can't have such a wonderfully high protein meal without sneaking in a little bit of cottage cheese, so just calm down. So I have my 1 cup of cottage cheese. I've already measured it, obviously, because I have learned to do that prior to videoing this stuff, because it just makes it easier. Also, because again, I'm lazy as shit, as always, I have my jar of Spice World garlic. It's minced garlic is all it is, so you just need that. And then 2 seasonings, Italian seasoning and ground black pepper. I have a thing for my pepper, but it's just easier to get the ground pepper out of this container, so I'm using that instead today. And then salt. So iodized salt, folks. Do not use the sea salt, iodized salt. Your thyroid will thank you later. Iodized salt. It can be iodized sea salt if you want to, but just make sure you're eating iodized salt. That is it. 4 ingredients, my friends. That is absolutely positively all there is to the food for this. Now let's talk about equipment, okay? Again, very easy. You're going to need your handy cookie sheet covered in aluminum foil because we're lazy, right? It's easy cleanup. That's what we're going to tell ourselves. And then I have a silicone bacon dish. You don't need to put any kind of oil or anything in it. It's silicone. It's nothing sticks to it. So you need that. And then a mixing bowl. I love these mixing bowls. They've got the cocks on them for me. My best friend bought these for me. They are no longer being made, in case anybody's wondering where I got these from. I got them for my birthday one year, and I rarely use them, but I love them. So I was running out of mixing bowls, and I needed to use it today. All right, so there's that. And then we have our teaspoon. That's a 3/4 teaspoon. We need a teaspoon. I can read, I swear. So a teaspoon, and a tablespoon, right? You need those measuring spoons, a little spatula, and then as always, I get 2 tablespoons out of the drawer. I don't know if I'm actually going to use them today or not, but I got them out just in case. And then as always, when we're talking about a cottage cheese recipe, you need your handy dandy food processor. Again, favorite, probably my most favorite, one of my most favorite, next to my stand mixer, piece of equipment in my kitchen. Please make sure you just get a regular old food processor like this one. This is a KitchenAid. I think Joe bought it for me one year. I think he paid like $30 or $40 on Amazon for it. I don't even remember, but I use the shit out of this thing. So trust me when I say just get a food processor. It's just easy. It's easy to clean. It's easy to use. Make sure you got to switch to puree. If I never mentioned that before, it's got a chop and a puree, but we're going to leave it on puree. That's what we're going to do with it. And literally, folks, that's it. Crystal, are you following me? That's it. That's all you need. Doesn't matter where you get the ingredients from. You can get it from Kroger, ShopRite, Publix, A&P. Doesn't matter where you get your ingredients from. Just get good quality ingredients. And again, as I always say, try to get whole foods. Try not to get food that has a bunch of shit in it, right? So don't buy chicken that's got a whole bunch of seasonings on it because it's probably got sugar and crap in it. Just get regular old raw chicken. And then minced garlic. When you buy that jar, make sure that it's in water, not oil. And that's pretty much it. So now all we need to do is we need to put it together. Before you start doing that though, I failed to mention, make sure you turn your oven on at 350 degrees. That's it. So turn it on before we get started. Just pause real quick. Go turn your oven on to 350 for me. Just do that. Alright, so now that we've gone over all our ingredients and we know what equipment we're going to need and we showed you what a 350 degree oven looks like, let's go ahead and just put this stuff together. So we're going to start with the sauce first. So what you need to do is grab your cup of cottage cheese and you're going to just pour that into your food processor. Just get it down in there any which way you can. Okay, that's all of that. And then to that, I'm just gonna set that right there. You're gonna grab your garlic and you're gonna put in a tablespoon of garlic. Now, as I always say, this is completely up to you how garlicky or not garlicky you want it to be. I'm quite fond of garlic, so I'm putting in a whole tablespoon. Again, as I make these recipes, I have been known to add way more than a tablespoon of garlic, but just keep in mind it adds about 15 calories to your recipe whenever you do that. So it does affect your macros a little bit. And then we're going to put in, I said a teaspoon, but I'm actually going to do about half a teaspoon of pepper because I'm not super fond of it being very spicy. And we're going to do about probably half a teaspoon, thereabouts, of salt. And a tablespoon of our Italian seasoning. So again, this is another one if you want to add with your soul, feel free, but it is going to impact the macros a little bit, not a ton. Alright, so that's all that goes in the food processor. You're just going to put the lid on it here, make sure it's on puree, and you're going to turn it on until it's all mixed nice together. so I have some naughty little spices stuck at the top here, so I'm just gonna scrape that down a little bit, and then we're gonna get back to pureeing. All right, that's it. It is done. So how you know it's done is when you take a look at it. When you take a look at it, there's no lumps or nothing. It's very, very, very creamy. Very creamy. So that's what we want. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this sauce you just made and you're gonna pour it into your mixing bowl. So this is like the hardest part, y'all. This is the most difficult part of this, I promise you. Crystal, pause if you need to. Everybody else, pause if you need to. Very simple. We're not using the microwave here, yo. We're gonna use our oven. Simple ingredients. If you're sensitive to salt, then don't add it. So it's about 8 ingredients. I think I said 7 earlier. If you put the salt and pepper in it, it's about 7. It's about 8, I mean. Still very easy. So I'm just scraping the sauce, for lack of a better word, off this thing, and then I'm gonna put that in there, and then we're gonna get the rest of it out of here. Now again, I said I kind of dice my onions and mushrooms up pretty good just because I have braces and it just makes it easier for me to eat them. If you want to have bigger chunks, then you certainly can. If you want to do like me and do the smaller chunks, then that also works. It's as delicious as can be. So we've got about as much out of there as we can. So that's gonna go in the sink. So here's our sauce. It's just in our bowl. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna dump in all the onions. Get out of there. All the mushrooms. And then we're just gonna mix it together. Till it resembles something that looks like this. So it's very good, very tasty. You can try it like this. If you like raw onions like I do, then feel free. I did it yesterday and I about peed my pants. It was so good. I was like, oh my God, that's delicious. All right, so we also have our chicken. So you're gonna take your chicken and you're just gonna dump it into, or line it however whatever kind of chicken you want. If you've got the chicken tenderloins, just do a pound of chicken is really all it is. I wouldn't do ground chicken here. You know, y'all know I'm a big fan of ground chicken, but I wouldn't do ground chicken here unless you really wanted to, or that's all you had. I just cut my chicken up kind of like this. These are about the sizes I did. Just enough that they'll shrink a little bit as they cook, but it's not going to be something I can't easily eat with my braces. So there's that. And then we're going to just take our mushroom onion mixture and we're just going to put it on top of all this chicken. That's literally all we're doing. And then just try to smooth it out if you can, just a little, just to make sure that the chicken is covered as much as possible. I'm just gonna Nobody's eating this but me, so don't worry. Alright, that's it. And that is literally it. That's all you do. You take this. I put my silicone baking dish on top of my cookie sheet. You just put this in the oven for half an hour. Depending on how big the pieces of chicken are, it might take a little bit longer. Make sure that you use a thermometer to make sure that your chicken is 160 degrees or higher before you pull it out. Nobody want to be eating raw chicken and getting food poisoning. Crystal, make sure your chicken's cooked all the way. Again, best way to do that is a meat thermometer. So make sure it's 160 degrees, but that's literally it. Once it comes out, you might want to let it sit for a hot minute just so that it can cool off. You can add other things to this if that's what you want to do. I recently just bought some of Joey Spoil's sauces, and let me just tell you, y'all, oh my God, they are so good. I think I actually had my egg salad yesterday with his the buffalo blue cheese dressing or sauce that I bought from him. So you'll be hearing more about his sauces because I'm adding them to everything. When I get done with this, it's very tasty. In my opinion, it's got a lot of flavor to it, but I may add one of his sauces to it just to try and see what that looks like. But enjoy, like, subscribe, comment. If there's anything else that you really want us or want me to make for you, let me know. This recipe does not take anything, and that's it. That's all there is to it. So you're going to put it in your 350 degree preheated oven for 30 minutes. So just make sure that the chicken's to temperature. It needs to be about 160 degrees or higher. So use a meat thermometer if you need to, just to make sure that chicken is cooked all the way through. We don't want anybody getting any uncooked chicken here, okay? Crystal, it's got to be 160 degrees or higher for poultry, okay? Get a meat thermometer. But that's it. So put it in the oven, 30 minutes. We'll see you back here in a few. All right, y'all, so the chicken dish is done. So let me grab that out of the oven. I'll be right back. All right, so this is what it looks like coming out of the oven. It's quite good. Make sure it's to temperature. You want to get yourself a meat thermometer and you want to make sure it is 160 degrees or more. And that's literally all there is to it. You just scoop this into a bowl and eat it however your heart desires. Remember, it's 847 calories, and for this, you can eat this whole thing. It's a pound of chicken, so again, I only eat the one time a day, so I really need to eat the whole thing. I'll also get dessert too, which that wonderful brownie that we made in the previous video is the one that I'll be eating today. But remember, this is 847 calories, 132 grams of protein in this one meal. So it's almost your entire day, and some folks it may be your entire day, worth of protein needs. So make sure that you are making sure that it gets to temperature. Make sure you eat the whole thing, half it, quarter it, whatever you want to do. But it's very good. It's a very good protein source. So that's it for me, Crystal. It's easy. There's no microwave involved. It's just cut up chicken, mushrooms, onions, and some cottage cheese and spices. So it's really, really easy. Pause, rewind, do what you need to do. Give me a call, Chris, because I know you're going to have questions. Everybody else, like, subscribe, make a comment, or put a comment rather, if you have any questions, if there's something that you'd like for me to make, that you've got a hankering for, that you want to have low calories but higher protein, give me a shout. I'll see what I can do. But outside of that, thank y'all for visiting my kitchen today. And next video that we're going to be doing a wonderful cheesecake. You heard me. High protein, low calorie cheesecake. And that's it. That is literally all there is to this recipe. Just make sure that your chicken is 160 degrees or hotter when you pull it out of the oven. Just use a thermometer, meat thermometer, make sure your meat is to temperature. before you start eating it. Nobody wants to eat any raw chicken. That would just not be okay. But remember again, for this recipe, it's 847 calories and 132 grams of protein. So it's a very, very good source of protein in this one meal. Now, if you need to split it in half, feel free. I'm gonna eat this whole thing like it's my job. So next time, the next recipe we're gonna be making is we're gonna make a cheesecake. You heard me right, cheesecake. It has like 5 ingredients, tons of toppings to it. Super, super good. Joe's in love with it. It is now his favorite recipe that I make. And you're not going to be disappointed, I promise you. I'm not even a fan of cheesecake, and I really like this recipe. So stay tuned for that. For our next video, like, subscribe, put a comment down below if you have any questions, if there's something you want me to make that you've got a hankering for, that you want to see if we can do low calorie, high protein. I'll do my best. But outside of that, that's it for this recipe. It's another one in the books. Crystal, give me a call. It's super easy, babe. You made the chicken pizza. I think you can make this one. Everybody else, same thing. It's stupid easy, so don't disappoint me. Thanks, y'all.